There we go. Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to Topic Time with Harrison Young. I hope you all had a great Thanksgiving. I know I did, and as a matter of fact, the guest I have tonight, I just met him on Thanksgiving, and we're going to get to him in a minute. Before I get to him, I got to read these incredible underwriters, and then we will commence with the show. Got a couple of new ones. We got Rooney's Barbershop just down the road here in Carver. They're a new one. We got the Little Kitchen Chinese Restaurant also just down the road here in Carver. They're a new one. We got Carver Jewelers Incorporated, Ronald R. and Lyle A. Delano Goldsmiths right here in the building. We got good old Dave's Automotive in Hanson on Route 58. And we got Bay State Piano in Marshfield, and I just found out they give piano lessons. We got Craft Barbering in Pembroke. We got Richie's Auto Care in Hanover, and we got Sally's Sweet Shop in Weymouth, and they're a new one also. I want to thank you guys very much. And now we will start the show. So this husky, rugged young man right here, this is Chris Nee. He's a football staff for the awesome school, which is known as Mass Maritime, and we're going to be interviewing him tonight. We're going to be finding out what he's about, talk a little sports, talk a little college prep, whatever he's doing. But first of all, Chris, I want to thank you for coming in and being on my show tonight.
Thank you for having me.
Especially at such short notice.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Okay.
Appreciate it.
All right, so the other night we were at the house of Kim and Todd, friends of my sister-in-law, my brother, and who's also good friends with your parents.
Mm-hmm.
So, and there you were, and I said, oh, I needed a guest for tonight's show, and I thought this guy would be a cool guest. He's a strapping young lad. He looks athletic, and sure enough, you play football for Mass Maritime. So let's talk a little bit about your sports career. I know you told me that at this point it looks like that's just something you do because you enjoy it, but it's certainly, it's worthy. Every sport is a fine institution for one and all, and if you're good at it, it's always fun to continue with it. It's a great outlet for aggression, whatever else. It's certainly healthy. And so talk about that. How did you get into sports, and how long? Even going back to your childhood, and then we'll add a little more ingredients of information. So
Okay. I started football, I don't know, 4th grade, 5th grade
wow.
maybe.
Pee Wee?
Yeah.
Pop Warner?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and I just always played all the way in Lakeville, and then 8th grade I had to play in Middleborough because I was too big to go down to the B League or whatever it was called.
Oh no, we're not talking school. We were talking Pop Warner, right?
Yeah, Pop
Okay.
Warner. Yeah, so they went by weight and age.
Right.
And
Okay.
I was too big of a kid.
So
I was too big, so I had to go play in a different league.
You were too big to play with the kid. You outgrew them all.
Yeah.
So you decided they decided to get you in the league where you belong.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay.
And then after that, I went high school, and I played all 4 years.
And what was that? Lakeville High School or Silver Lake? What's Lakeville High School?
Apponequet.
Apponequet, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I used to be a sports writer back in the '80s, and I covered BR baseball, and I'm not sure. I think Apponequet was in the Old Colony League at the time.
Mm-hmm.
That's all changed now. It's
Yeah.
a whole different league, and there's a whole different alignment now. The Mass Institution of Athletics is different than it used to be back then. So, so right now you're a sophomore at Mass Maritime. You're 20 years old.
Correct.
And you're a tight end, correct?
Yes.
For the team.
This is the first year I've been a tight end, though.
Okay. What were you before?
I was always a lineman.
Okay. Why did you switch? What was that about?
I lost a little bit of weight, and so I was too small for the line now.
Oh, okay.
I used to be too big, now I'm too small.
Interesting. Well, it's
Yeah.
not that. I mean, you look solid. I mean, you look like what are you about 240?
225,
220.
230.
All right. Well,
yeah.
over 2. So that's
Yep.
and your height's about what are you like 6'1"? Okay.
About, yeah.
So was that weight loss deliberate, or did you just become more active?
Kind of a deliberate. I did that when I went off to basic training for the Army.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
So talk about that. You are actually in the military as well.
Yeah, the Massachusetts Army National Guard.
Okay. Is that something? I mean, that's all on American soil, though, right?
Yeah.
You're not going to be
Yeah.
sent to combat in a foreign land, correct?
I mean, there's always a chance,
Right.
but it's minimal right now.
Okay. All right. So you went from. How did you incorporate? When did you decide to join the military? Was that something your parents
Uh,
had something to do with, or was it mostly you?
That was, I mean, my brother had a little influence on me because he's also,
Older brother?
yeah, he's
Okay.
also in the National Guard. And so towards the end of my freshman year at school, I went off and took the whole year off of school.
Freshman year of college or high school? High college, you mean?
College,
Right,
yeah.
yep,
Yeah,
okay.
so I finished freshman year and then I signed my contract and I took the year off and I went off.
You train, right?
Yep.
Oh, no, what does training consist of for that?
A lot of physical combat type training,
Wow.
a lot of classroom, a lot of
I mean, now you
PT.
do like you do like the calisthenics, lifting the weights, jumping,
Yep. Yeah,
pulling
we-
yourself up on ropes and stuff like that,
yeah,
like the terrorists do. I know that's a tough thing to use as an example, but that is what we see in the highlights in the news.
yeah.
But it's physical basic training,
Yep.
and it lasted a whole year.
It was about 5 months, but
Okay.
it just fell in between the semesters.
Right? And were you living at home, or were you at their recruiting headquarters for those 5 months?
I was out in Missouri.
Oh, Missouri.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's
nice.
where it was.
Yep.
Interesting. Okay, and so during that, did they pay you during the training?
Yeah.
Okay, that's good. And they took care of you. You know, they took care of all your room and board, your meals and everything.
Yep.
Okay, and you certainly feel it was worth it.
Yeah,
did that help you
absolutely.
lose weight too? Or-
Yeah.
Oh, it did. Okay,
Yeah.
a lot of activity there.
Yeah, doing PT every morning.
Right.
You know.
Exactly. Physical training and everything. So, and that having been said, now that you're enlisted in the National Guard, is that something that you do like once a weekend, on every weekends?
It's 1 weekend a month.
1 weekend a month.
Yeah.
Okay.
And
when
then 2 weeks in the summer.
okay, and where do you go for it?
Up in Ware.
Where Mass,
Yeah.
right? I know the area on the mid part of the state.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And in doing this, what does that consist of when you're actually on duty? If there's nothing going on that involves combat, you just stand guard for a while, just in case there's a
It's
get a
kind of
call?
organization, training.
Okay. You are basically a military police officer in that sense, correct?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
But not as a civilian,
No.
right?
No.
Okay.
But a lot of soldiers in my unit are police officers in the civilian
Okay.
in the private sector.
Okay. Now, is this
Yeah.
how long are you going to be enlisted in the National Guard?
Hopefully as long as I can.
Well, I mean, so it's indefinite at this point.
My contract's about 6 years, but
Wow. Okay.
hopefully,
Yeah. I mean, you're still a young guy. I mean,
yeah.
so by the and when you're gonna, so when you get out of college, you told me you want to be a first responder though.
yeah.
you know,
I hope to get into the state police.
Oh,
one day.
okay. So
Yeah.
you are gonna be you're gonna be a corrections officer then.
No, Mass State Police, so highway patrol and
Oh, but that's it. That's a corrections officer. So you start. But you say, because I thought you meant you wanted to like work for, you said like ambulance chaser or something, or not ambulance chaser, but driving, like working on people if they're in emergencies.
well, I'm studying emergency management
Okay.
at school.
Okay, but is that something that's okay? So that's what you want to do when you get out,
Yeah. Hopefully that'll lead into
being a state
Yep.
trooper. Okay.
yeah.
All right. Well, that's a noble profession. Okay, so you're pretty busy with that. What does your curriculum look like at school? I assume your grades must be good.
Yeah, they're decent at the.
Yeah,
at the
I mean, you
point,
have to
yeah.
have good grades in
Yeah.
order to keep this up.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
So what's the team's record now?
We went 6-4 this year.
Okay, so it ended.
Yeah.
Okay.
Last game was the 15th, I think.
Oh, 15th of November.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
So was there a playoff? I mean, if you didn't make the playoffs, correct?
No, we
Oh,
didn't. No, unfortunately not.
Well, I know it is,
Yeah.
but that's okay. It's 60. Still had a winning record. What league is it? And what are the other teams in the league?
The MASCAC. It's
If you can, you should.
Fitchburg
Okay.
and Framingham, Bridgewater, UMass Dartmouth.
Bridgewater State.
Yep.
Okay.
And we play WestCon, Western Connecticut.
Yep.
And then we have 2 games, one up in Maine against Maine Maritime, and then one
Okay.
down in New York against SUNY Maritime.
Okay. Is that near like in the city or near the city?
It is, yeah, it's near the
Okay.
city, I think.
Okay. So they split it down the middle as far as road and home games.
Yeah.
Okay. So the schedule makers know what they're doing.
So every other year it flip flops. So
Okay.
this year we went up to Maine. Next year Maine comes down.
Oh, you're right. Yeah, that makes sense. Okay. Right. That's the way they do it, like interleague stuff
Mm-hmm.
like that. So are you doing anything athletic in the winter? Doing other sports?
Not in the winter, no, but in the spring I play lacrosse as well.
Play lacrosse.
Yeah.
And what else did you say?
In the winter I don't do anything.
All right. No, but in the
Yeah.
spring just lacrosse.
Yep.
Okay. And what's the position? What is it? Power forward?
I play defense
Okay.
in lacrosse.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So now going forward, here we are, we're starting a new decade, and it's unbelievable. We're already 1/5 of the way to the 21st century.
Crazy.
It is crazy. So what other things are you doing besides that during school? I mean, what does your curriculum look like, basically?
I mean, during the school year, it's class all day, and then
Well, all right, but what do your
And then-
classes consist of? Let's say, stand English,
right now I'm taking
math.
like American government,
okay,
applied calculus,
okay.
intro to EM.
What's the emergency management?
emergency
Right,
management.
gotcha.
Yeah, sorry.
Okay,
And then a couple other courses, blanking on macroeconomics
okay,
and physics right now.
okay. No, you know, you kind of remind me of. You remember Brian Bosworth, the Boz?
It sounds very familiar.
Well, he was
now.
he was like a linebacker for the Seattle Seahawks about 20 years ago, which is
Yeah.
when you were born.
Yeah.
And he was a character. I mean, he did, you know, he did some acting. He did some commercials. Now, would you ever consider? I mean, because most of the people I interview are into acting and entertainment. And would you ever consider trying out for something like in a film or?
I mean, if I ever got free time and
Yeah, I know, it's
it
probably-
interests me, but
Okay.
I don't know.
Well, do they have? Let me ask you this: Do they have opportunities for stuff like that at your school?
I don't think
Are you
there's
aware
a. I don't think there's like a drama club or anything. at
Okay.
Maritime. There might be. I
Yeah.
might be.
You're just
I might
not
be
aware
wrong.
of it.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So have you ever done anything like literary? You ever written anything? Or
Only like some essays or stories for school.
Okay.
but nothing outside.
just stuff based on your life?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. It's not, whatever the teacher assigns, I guess.
No, I understand.
Yeah.
Okay, you just do what you're supposed to. So
Yeah.
you're pretty much on the straight and narrow,
Yep.
and that's the way it'll probably always be. Okay. So what about let's see. How creative are you when it comes to sports? Do you like playing other things? Like ever done off the wall? You know what that is?
Yeah, like with a tennis ball.
Yeah.
Or something? Yeah. Yeah. I
Okay.
mean, I've played pretty much anything.
Like hockey and baseball? Or,
Hockey's the one thing I've never played though.
Really?
I wish I got on skates young, but
why don't you?
I don't think I could skate now.
Well, you don't have to. You know, what about roller hockey? Like, there's plenty of opportunities
Yeah.
for that.
I mean, I can look into it. It's just,
Yeah.
you know,
There's plenty of people. I'm sure there's plenty of people in your area that would
Oh, yeah.
love to
There's-
start a league.
there's a lot of kids, a lot of my friends play hockey.
I'm sure they do.
Yeah.
Would you ever think of considering maybe doing something in sports medicine as well as other, as well as being a state trooper?
I mean, I'd probably have to go back and get, look
Right. I
into
mean,
more.
it's not something you do now because
No,
you're
yeah.
pretty committed to your schedule here.
I mean, down the road.
What about management? What about like sports coaching? Would you ever consider doing that?
Yeah, I'd love to coach.
Yeah,
I would.
mean that would probably be a great opportunity. If you go if you become a police officer or a state trooper, what is the usual retirement age? That's not something you're going to do till you're 70, obviously. Well,
No,
or even 50, or maybe 50, but
It's probably around 55, 60 or something.
right.
It might be even younger than that. I don't know. I'd have to talk. I have, family friends that are state troopers, but I'd have to talk to them in depth.
Exactly, figure it out. Right?
Mm-hmm.
So what do you do? What does your workout routine consist of? You work out, you lift weights, you do, you belong to a gym.
We have a gym at school.
Oh, you do, and
Yeah.
you use it regularly, I assume, right?
Every once in a while, yeah.
Or every once in a while.
Yeah, in the off season, every once in a while.
Well, what about during you don't work out as much during the season as you did before, or during the season, or
during
the off season?
During the season, it's kind of just trying to keep strength,
Right,
so you don't lose strength during the season.
right. Okay.
So it's only a couple times a week, but now, I'm there a little bit more trying to gain strength.
Okay. All right. Well, I don't know what you look like when you were heavier, but I mean, you look like you're in perfect shape now.
I was a bowling ball.
Well, then you're probably better off now.
Yeah, I am.
Well,
Yeah.
so why do they think it's better? Why can't you? Because you're still strong, you're still fast. You're probably faster than you were when you were heavier.
Yeah.
You think you
I
get
think
better
so,
speed?
yeah.
So why would they assume that you couldn't play defense just because you're a little you don't weigh as much?
I was in between. I talked to my head coach
Yeah.
over the summer, and it was either between playing D line or staying on the offense maybe as a tight end.
Okay.
And I kind of wanted to stay with I know the guys on the offense. And
Right.
It's kind of at practice. It's kind of defense is over here, offense is over here.
Okay,
So I
so, you
kinda
probably
wanted
you're
to-
probably more in tune with the offense because
Yeah.
you're friends with them.
Mhm.
Well, now let's talk about some of the. I mean, now I want you to brag a little bit. Did you win any games? Did you get any a game-winning touchdowns this season?
No, I didn't. I wasn't in too much.
Okay.
You know, I was behind one of my good buddies. He's a credible athlete, so
Yep.
he was starting over me, and he was just an animal.
Okay. Yeah. You think I mean, you seem you seem like a very mellow. I don't want to say you're a very easygoing guy. Seemingly but when you're on the field, do you think that changes pretty much? I mean,
Yeah.
you go out there. It's sort of like you gotta be the mad dog when you're on the field.
Yeah, I mean, if I'm gonna hit someone, I'm gonna
Right. Oh yeah.
put, you know,
Exactly.
100%.
Yeah. Dick Bucker style, obviously. Right. Okay. Now, is there any product that you use that you would endorse, perhaps, like for weight training or anything like that, specifically or at all?
Water and good food, I
Oh,
guess.
there you go. Okay.
You know.
I mean, well, we all have to have water, right?
Yeah,
All right.
lots of water.
What's that?
Lots of water.
Lots of water. Right. Lots of water. And lots of rest and all that stuff. Other things besides just food.
Yep.
Now, would you ever consider maybe training people, like for weight, for bulking up?
I don't think I would have that type of knowledge. I
Really?
mean, I probably could. I have helped people out in the
Yep.
gym, but like
Okay.
doing that full time,
No, I don't mean
I
full.
fit. You know, helping people, I can. Yeah.
Yeah, you can. Yeah, right. For friends and stuff.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So how many on the roster of your team now?
There was I don't know the exact number.
If you don't know, that's fine.
We ended a little over 100.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. I guess it's a little bit more in college than in the pros.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I don't think there's any cap for the roster in D3.
Right. I understand.
Yeah.
So when you played any of your games, did the games get any TV coverage? Even whether it's maybe the local cable stations.
I think the Maritime the website had a broadcast.
Okay.
I don't know if it was on any TV, but I know they had a
Right. There
webcast.
is online.
Yep.
Now, when you were in high school, did you ever make any of the Super Bowls? Any of the teams?
No. Our team was we were decent, but we weren't.
You weren't that
you
good.
know, yeah, we weren't one of the top contenders.
But sometimes, during some of the news stations in Boston will cover the high school games, like
Mm-hmm.
especially on Thanksgiving. Do you know if any of the Boston stations covered any of the highlights of your games when you were in high school?
I don't think it was all local press that would cover our games.
Okay.
And it was kind of just live tweeting or taking pictures. I don't think they ever had a camera.
Okay. What about? I was speaking of local press. Did you ever get any articles written about you in the local papers? Or the
I
teams?
think a couple, yeah.
Okay.
I don't remember exactly how many, but a couple.
Okay. Do you know where the papers were? I mean, I know there's a bunch of small papers that are affiliated with Apponequet in that in this, in the area on the South Shore, because that's what I wrote for in 1988. I covered sports for the Bridgewater Independent. I basically covered BR baseball, Bridgewater Raynham baseball, and then I covered the Bay State games. I never got to cover football. It would have been fun, but by the time the season started, I had to go back to school because I was a Curry student at in the fall of '88. So what about the possibility? Would you ever write like a sports article for your team, or for any? Would you ever consider trying that?
I mean, if I could sit down and get my thoughts onto paper, I
You
probably
should try
could.
it.
Yeah.
I mean, I try to give advice to my guests that'll help them out.
Yeah.
People love, like I told you before, everybody loves a good sports interview, and everybody loves a good sports article. Have you ever taken any yourself any video or still shots of action, of sports action that you thought were decent?
Not really. No. I mean, I'm usually always on the field.
You're always on the
Yeah.
field. You're not
No.
you're not behind the scenes.
No.
Because it's
I
an
don't need
art
to
form,
brag.
really. I mean,
Yeah, it is.
take good pictures of stop action stuff. They used to pay me $5 a picture to take pictures of. I used to try to get out in the baseball games with an old Polaroid Spectra camera, which was pretty old-fashioned by today's standards. But if somebody got a base hit, I try to stand there snapping the shot just as the bat met the ball and making it look like SI, that kind of thing.
Yep.
I mean, that would be a great career too.
That'd be it'd be interesting.
It would be, yeah.
To say the least.
Yeah, I mean, I'm thinking maybe at some point during the seasons that maybe I know you don't play hockey, but maybe if you got a zoom, get a nice camera with a zoom lens, you might want to get out of the rink, take some action shots, submit them, see what you think. Maybe somebody want to buy them. You never know.
Yeah, you never know.
You just got to. Do you have a good camera?
I got the
I'm not
I got
just
the one
talking
on my.
about your smartphone.
That's the only one I
that's the only
got.
one you
though,
got?
Yeah.
Well, some people make that work. I mean,
Yeah.
these days, if they, if they're savvy enough. Okay.
I've seen a lot of cool photos off,
I know.
off the phone. Yeah.
Right. Okay. All right. Well, now, so basically, so for the next, except for the weekends when you're on National Guard, it's just going to be. I mean, you're going to be. You're not. Are you on break now, or are you back in school?
We're in school still.
You're back
Yeah,
in
we got a
school
couple
until
weeks.
Christmas.
Yeah,
Okay.
till about the 20th.
Right. Okay. Until the 20th, and then you're gonna just you're off until New Year's, until after New Year's.
We're off for quite a while.
Oh yeah. How
Uh,
much? How long?
I don't think spring semester starts early March. Actually.
Really? You got 2 whole months off?
Yeah.
So what are you going to be doing? How are you going to spend your time during those 2 months? You got to. I mean,
I'll probably go back 2 weeks early, like mid-February for lacrosse preseason.
oh, okay.
But before that, I'll probably just be working.
Okay. Now, when it comes to other things at school, is part of your military training at school as well?
No.
It's
no.
all separate.
There is military programs there.
I mean, you're not part of it because
No, I'm not.
you're doing everything.
I got my own thing going on. Yeah.
Wow. Okay. So how many? Now, you've already trained in Missouri, by the way. So are you going to have to go back out there, or just going to continue doing? No, your training's done, and that's it. You don't have to go back there again. You just got to just do your once a month assignment. Correct?
Yeah.
For-
As of right now,
Okay.
once a month, and then a couple weeks in the summer.
Okay. Well, guess what? We're down to the final 5 minutes of the show.
Really?
Yeah, I can't believe it either, but we always have fun on top of
That
time.
flew by.
It always does.
Yeah.
So like I told you at the beginning, what I want you to do is to look at the red light on the camera and give shouts out to people that are going to see the show, because a lot of them are. You can start with your friend over there, and you can talk to your parents, because they're cool people. And your brother. I met your younger brother that night, not your older brother.
Yeah, my older brother was at home that night.
Well,
yeah.
right, he wasn't there. And your friends at school or whatever, and your friends in the Guard, the state police, and whoever's that's taking you under their wing to get you to where you're going, and then we'll wrap the show up. So go ahead, and then we'll finish it up.
I want to shout out Anthony Ribicini. One of my buddies came with me from Maritime, and then I want to shout out all my friends at Maritime. Definitely couldn't do all the work without you, all the help from you guys. Shout out to all my friends at Lakeville. I wouldn't be here without you guys. And then obviously shout out Mom and Dad, Johnny and Ryan. Appreciate everything you guys do.
So you grew up in Lakeville. You were there. You've been there your whole life.
Yep.
Just curious, does Mass Maritime have a school song?
They probably do, but I don't think we ever learned it.
You never
I think
learned it,
it might be.
It's too bad, because I was going to ask
Somewhere.
you if there was one and you knew it, I was going to ask you to sing it.
Oh, I
But I
couldn't
guess
sing.
that's not gonna
I wouldn't know it anyway.
wouldn't- yeah.
No.
Yeah, I don't suppose you've ever tried singing, have you?
No.
Nothing
no.
like that. Okay. Yeah, you're just 100% jock and rock. That's you.
I guess so.
Okay. Well, listen, before we wrap it up, I want to ask you, I always try to get other guests through word of mouth. So if you had a good time with me tonight, you talk to some of your other people at school, friends that, I'd be happy to interview, someone in the constabulary department, the state police, somebody that's, with law enforcement, just to get an idea what's going on. There's no limit to the type of people I interview. Like I said, I usually interview people in entertainment, but sometimes, there's other things besides that going on. There's plenty of important things going on.
Yep.
And so if you could do that, that would be awesome.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I hope
Nothing
you
but
did have
good
a time.
words.
What's that?
Nothing but good words.
Thank you. I appreciate that. All right. So you got the snapping down?
I got the snapping
Because
down.
we finish. That's how we finish as well.
We finish as well that way?
That's how, yeah.
All right.
And this time, at the beginning of the show, I just showed me, but at the end, I'll show you too.
All right.
So folks, thanks for watching Topic Time. More great episodes to follow. Here we go. Take care. See you next time.